This recording is for Pre-Algebra Chapter 1, Lesson 9 and 10. I'd like to start off with a little quote from Horseradish, Bitter Truths You Can't Avoid by Lemony Snicket, page 30. Temper tantrums, however fun they may be to throw, rarely solve whatever problem is causing them. Alright, on to math. Multiplying and dividing integers. Here are some little rules for multiplying and dividing integers. When you have a negative multiplied or divided by another negative, the answer will be positive. A positive multiplied or divided by another positive will produce a positive answer. Now, if you have a positive multiplied or divided by a negative multiplied or divided by a negative multiplied or divided by a positive, you get a negative answer, and then a positive multiplied or divided by a negative, you get a negative. So, if that was really confusing, I apologize. Just remember that if the signs are the same, both positive or both negative, the answer is going to be positive. If the signs are different, either one positive, one negative, the answer will be negative. So, here's an example. We have negative 4 multiplied by 8 multiplied by negative 2. So, I'm going to actually use the commutative property of multiplication, and I'm going to rearrange it so that I have negative 4 times negative 2. So a negative times a negative is a positive. Negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. Positive 8 times positive 8 is positive 64. Alright, next problem. We have 6 times negative 3 times 5. Commutative property to get the positives next to each other. 6 times 5 is 30. 30 times negative 3. Again, that was the commutative property of multiplication. 3 times negative 3 is negative 90. Alright, next up we have negative 7 times 14 times 0. Just remember that anything multiplied by 0 is 0. So you could go about this long way of doing negative 7 times 14 and then multiply by 0, or just know that because you're going to multiply by 0 at some point, it's going to be 0. Alright, so no need for work, the answer is 0. Alright, next up. Again, just a reminder, it works for division as well. Same signs gives you a positive answer. Different signs gives you a negative answer. So if we have a negative divided by a positive, we're going to get a negative answer. Negative 32 divided by 8 is negative 4. Here we have a negative divided by a negative, and we know it's a division because that's the fraction bar. The fraction bar means division. Okay, so negative 48 divided by negative 6 is positive 8. We also have negative 56 divided by negative 4. The signs are the same, therefore the answer is positive. So different sign, same sign, same sign. Alright, same sign gives you positive answers, different signs give you negative answers. Alright, halfway there. Alright, just a quick review. Finding the average of something. Another way to find to say you're finding the average is to find the mean. The center point of all of the values that you have. So we're going to find the average of 4, negative 3, negative 5, 2, and negative 8. So what we're going to do is we're going to add up all the numbers and then divide by the number of numbers we have. We have 5 numbers. So that's what we're going to divide by. So first we've got to add everything up, and I'm going to add up the positive things and add up the negative things because adding positives give you more positive, adding negative give you more negative, and then I can go ahead and compare them. So 2 plus 4 is 6, negative 3 plus negative 5 plus negative 8 is negative 16, and then we have 6 plus negative 16. 6 plus negative 16 is negative 10, negative 10 divided by 5 is negative 2. So the average or mean of 4, negative 3, negative 5, 2, and negative 8 is negative 2. Alright, that is what we call the average. Alright, 2 more slides left. Alright, so this is lesson 10, and it has to do with coordinate plane. A coordinate plane is formed by the intersection of 2 number lines. The horizontal, which is what's up there in that black line right there, that's the horizontal. And we have the vertical axis, which is right there. And normally we put arrows on them because we say they go on forever. So even though your lines stop, by putting the little arrows on them, everybody else knows that they do go on forever, so don't let them stop. But obviously your paper can't hold a graph that goes on forever because your paper at some point stops. And I don't want you writing on the desks. So just draw the little arrows so we don't have any writing on the desk. Alright, So the four areas that are created by the intersection of two lines, the x-axis and the y-axis at this point, are called quadrants. So the first quadrant is in the upper right, and that's quadrant 1. The second quadrant is in the upper left. The third quadrant is in the lower left, and the fourth quadrant is in the lower right. And you guys can see that it goes counterclockwise. Okay, counterclockwise. So it starts here and goes that way. Okay, so there we go. All right, next up. So just so you know that they actually are number lines. The axes are number lines. So if this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, right there, they are number lines. And so, you know, on the right side of the x-axis we have the positive numbers, and on the left side of the x-axis we have the negative numbers. And then when we deal with the y-axis, the positive numbers are going up and the negative numbers are going down. Now the point where the two axes intersect, right here, it was blue before, now it's going to be green, is what we call the origin. And that's where the 0 part of the x-axis and the 0 part of the y-axis hit each other. So we call the origin 0, 0, because it's where it's 0 on the x and 0 on the y. So let's go ahead and talk about graphing real quick. Okay, so graphing we do on a coordinate plane, and it means we're going to find certain points on the coordinate plane. It's like finding a location. Okay, so whenever we have to graph something, we usually graph ordered pairs. So ordered pairs, the first number is always what the x-axis will be like, and the second number is what the y-axis will look like. Sorry, Miss Michelle just came in to drop off the lunch tickets. Okay, so the first number is the x-axis, and the y is always the second number, which is the y-coordinate. So if I'm going to go ahead and graph this one right here, 2, 4, it means I'm going to start at the origin, and I'm going to count over 2 because 2 is positive, so I'm going to the right, and then I'm going to go up 4 because the y is positive. So this is that one. And so normally ordered pairs have a letter associated with it, so I'm going to go ahead and make this the letter A. So this is point A right there, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and erase how I got there. Oops. There we go. I wasn't supposed to... There we go. Okay, so then let's go ahead and do the next one. So the next one I'm going to go ahead and call letter B. And B has a negative x and a negative y. So I'm going to start at the origin, and since the x is negative, I'm actually going to go to the left. And then, because the y is negative, I'm going to go down to 5. So that is point B. Okay? Let me go ahead and erase some of those. Okay. Alrighty, you with me so far? Alright, next one up is, I'm going to call it C. And so we're going to start at the origin, and we're going to go over 3. And then we're going to go down 3 because the y is negative. So this is the point C. Alright? Hopefully this is review though, guys. This is something that you should have been doing since 5th grade. So let's hope it's review. Alright, so letter B is a little crazy because, excuse me, we've already done letter B. Letter D. Letter D is a little confusing because it has a decimal. So what we're going to do is we're still going to start at the origin, but we're going to go to 1, 2, and then a half. So that's going to throw things off a little. So there's the half. And then, because the y is negative, we're going to go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's actually the point D. Alright? So, just as a reminder of the steps, you start at the origin, and then you count left or right. If you count left, it's because the first number is negative, like in examples for B. And then, if it's positive, you count, or excuse me, if it's negative, you count left. If it's positive, you count right. And then you're going to go up or down from that point. You're going to go up if the second number is positive, and down if the second number is negative. So examples where you'd go down are for B, C, and D. An example where you go up is A. Alright? So ask me if you got any questions, and I will see you guys in class. Bye!